A man who supplied firearms to organised crime groups across the UK has been jailed for more than 19 years as part of a National Crime Agency investigation under Operation Venetic. Using encrypted communications platform EncroChat, Michael Derrane, 50, orchestrated, supplied and transferred firearms and multiple kilos of Class A and B drugs, wholesale, selling them to criminals for profit. Evidence from encrypted messages showed Derrane, from Morpeth, was a well-known to serious organised crime groups in Newcastle, Manchester, Leeds, the Midlands and London, and would travel up to 700 miles to exchange illicit goods. In one series of messages, he discussed the sale of 30 kilos of heroin split between locations in London, Leicester and Oxford. At Leeds Crown Court, he was sentenced to 19 years and 2 months imprisonment after he had previously pleaded guilty to conspiracy to transfer prohibited weapons and conspiracy to supply Class A and B drugs, namely heroin, cocaine and cannabis. The NCA launched its investigation in 2020 as part of Operation Venetic, the UK law enforcement response to the takedown of the encrypted global communications service EncroChat. On 22nd of April 2020, Derrane was arrested in his van in the Tingley area of Leeds by NCA armed officers on suspicion of firearms and drug offences. During a search of the van, officers recovered a firearm that had been converted to fire fully automatic, as well as ammunition, Class B drugs and 6,000 in cash. On the 2nd of July 2020, Alcy Vata, 26, who had conspired with Derrane to buy this firearm and other firearms, was detained by NCA officers in the presence of the former Home Secretary as he left an apartment in Soho. Messages analysed in April 2020 as part of Operation Venetic provided evidence of their plans using the handle Budplug. Vata sent a message to Derrane in April 2020 requesting firearms. Derrane, who used the handle Big Corey, responded saying, "They in Spain until we start sending again. I can't get 'em, you got enough to kill someone, only need one in right place." In another message, Derrane references to a dispute he has over drugs and money with another man, saying, "That's all they have to wait, and I just need 2 bullets and a gun." Alcy Vata from London previously pleaded guilty to conspiracy to transfer prohibited weapons, possession of a prohibited weapon, and conspiracy to supply Class A and B drugs, namely cocaine and cannabis. He was sentenced to 14 years and 3 months alongside Derrane. Adrian Barnard of the National Crime Agency said today's sentencing is testament to the hard work of the law enforcement in relentlessly pursuing those who deal in lethal firearms. Messages clearly showed that Derrane was a dangerous person whose access to weaponry gave him status among organised crime groups on a national scale. The levels of violence and exploitation that are linked to illegal drugs and firearms in the UK is undeniable, and not only we are going after the criminal kingpins, we're disrupting those middle tier criminals before they can make their way up the chain and cause even greater harm. Hilary Ryan, Specialist Prosecutor of the Crown Prosecution Service, said this was a complex and challenging case, but thanks to the work of the investigators and our prosecutors, the conviction and sentencing of Derrane and Vata takes 2 dangerous criminals off the streets. Their dealings in wholesale quantities of drugs and in firearms were motivated by financial gain. They had no regard for the harm caused by drug addiction or for the fear, injury and loss of life resulting from the trade in illegal firearms. Please like, share and comment and subscribe. Thank you.